They're what's pulling me through right now. I would recommend that you take tablets of fizzy water. It's probably not the best.
No, it's nasty, man. Fizzy water is nasty at the best of times.
I knew I was going to start going in my sparkling water. Now, I was only saying because it's sparkling, it's probably not best to be gulping it down with tablets, but hey, I like sparkling water, so it's not that bad. But Grimwade gang, I'm on the painkillers because, as much as I was saying in the last vlog or whatever, oh yeah, I know the plan, I'm happy because I know the plan. The plan is I'm going to go to hospital on Friday. And also it was like a week's gap for me to go. Usually I'd have been able to go in sooner, but this week, doctors are on strike, so you know when timing just works for you. But hey, everything is in the Lord's timing because the miscarriage has now naturally started. It's not a pleasant experience whatsoever. I had lots of different pains and it's not nice. So yeah, I was thinking this morning when I was in the bathroom, my body was letting go of some of what was left of the baby. Well, not my placenta, but whatever it is that's there. I'm not even correct right now with all the terminologies, but I was letting it go and I was just like, for mums who this has been their first pregnancy that's resulted in miscarriage, or maybe their second or third, must be a lot emotionally to deal with and handle. Kind of like, it's just as graphic as flushing your baby down the toilet, which is not nice, as you can imagine. To be honest with you though, guys, I think because I fully feel at rest and at peace about this within the Lord, I haven't felt as emotional about this as I probably would have if it was like a baby that, this sounds bad, but a baby that we had been hoping and praying for, if you know what I mean. And I fully trust the Lord. And I kind of just wanted to chat with you guys about how this whole process has been for me, and how I've been feeling.
You're welcome to sit down if you want to.
Yeah, I am going to sit down because
I know it's hard for
I'm
you.
cramping, and also like down the back of my legs, it's all shooting pains down the back of my legs here and here. And also my like pelvic area, it's just sore. And it's weird because it kind of reminds me of when I've come back from hospital after having a baby, and then you get all those kind of feelings, you know. So I was chatting to my friend on the phone. Loads of my friends actually and family members have messaged and said, oh, do you know what, I've been through this. And I really appreciate the messages because a lot of people don't share at the time when they are going through a miscarriage, because it's obviously such an emotional thing to go through. I don't think people generally feel like, sorry,
That's right.
like they can be that open with people.
Which is sad, really.
Yeah, and I hope that for those of you who have felt like, oh, this is something you should go through privately, or this is something you should share with the children or whatnot, I hope that you can learn from this process. I hope that you're never in this situation. But I hope that you could really start to understand, as I talk more, why it's important. So for me, starting from being open about the fact that we've had a miscarriage, it has encouraged so many other women who have gone through it or who are going through it, and the fact that they can relate to me, it's really blessed them, and just the way I'm being is giving them hope. So for me, that's worth it. And also the fact of how open I've been about, oh, you know, I was at a point last year or in the last year where I felt like, you know, maybe when I was reading the Bible and stuff, the word wasn't necessarily, well, you say it's not, I think it always is, but maybe I didn't feel it like I used to. And being open about that, and just also now relating that to the fact that, oh, this whole situation has really refocused me on the Lord and realigned my thinking, if you know what I mean. And I know that has blessed people. And I think that also there was no way, when it comes to the kids and the kids knowing, there's no way, my kids are too switched on. I don't know how anybody could hide this from their children. But if I'm in bed resting, that is so completely different to how mummy usually is. The kids would be like, what's wrong with mummy? And, you know, in the past, if I'd had a migraine, they'd be like, oh, mummy's got a migraine. They've seen it. We've had a busy day. Mummy's now got a headache. She goes to bed. She might throw up. And then in the morning, she's fine. But this prolonged, because now is about the second day of me just being in pain and cramping. And losing blood and whatnot, and the kids would really be like, Mummy, you're right. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like you've got to have an explanation for that. That is the truth. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's much easier for the kids to know the real experiences in life, like we said before, rather than kind of keep them wrapped in a fake cotton wool kind of thing. So that maybe whenever they come up against things in the future, I pray to God they don't come up against this, but we don't know the future, but that they'll be fully prepared for whatever happens for them.
And you got to think, it's a real experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real experience that happens to millions of people.
So many women it happens to. It's crazy.
You know, so you can't.
I don't think you shy away from it.
No, but otherwise it's going to be quite a shock. And like you said, babe, some people have hid it because I don't know if they're almost ashamed or they feel, but it's nothing to do with them. It's God's plan, isn't it? So
my next door neighbour, when she watched our video, heard the news, bless her, she sent us some chocolates and a card, and she said a woman is not measured by the number of children that she has. And I can understand how lots of women maybe who've gone through miscarriage could feel insufficient or whatnot, you know, feel like, oh, I wasn't able to carry the child, like what's the matter with me? There was a time, I think I shared with you guys, that I was feeling like, okay, I failed. But it's not failure. There's things that are completely out of our hands, and that's where our trust and reliance on the Lord has to just come in and take over, because there's things that happen in life that if you try and work out in your mind and understand in your mind, it will just drive you crazy, you know? So I just feel like basically this whole process has been a bit of a shock for me, because I didn't expect for there to be the natural process happening, if you know what I mean. I didn't expect the natural process to happen. I thought, okay, cool, we're just gonna go to the hospital on Friday, I'll have the procedure done, and that'll be that. And then when I started cramping and bleeding, I was really shocked. I was like, oh, okay. And I have been told still to come in, even if I did have a bleed, I should still come in, because they will still need to make sure that everything is fully gone, because obviously you don't want there to be any risk of infection or anything. So I will still be going in on Friday for the surgery. But yeah, I mean, again, God sees it fit for me to experience this, and I guess in a way it's good for things to happen naturally. I guess if it's gonna happen, it will happen naturally. If it doesn't, then, you know, we thank God for doctors and surgeons who can, you know, make sure everything's all right. So either way, I know that we're gonna get to the point where this is all sorted and done, you know. So basically, I think I've been trying to stay away from being too graphic, but if you're eating your dinner, now's the time to like pause the vlog or pause eating or what have you. Pause eating, watch the vlog, then go back to your dinner. So to lose the tissue within miscarriage is not a nice experience. Imagine, you know, for women that are usually on their periods, it's just quite a natural flow of blood, but to be actually losing like golf ball sizes amount of tissue at a time, you know, and you can feel when you're going to kind of release your, I don't know if it's your pelvic floor muscles and it's going to come out, you can kind of feel it. Those that are in tune with their body and kind of understand how it's working and whatnot can have kind of control over that. So fortunately, oftentimes it's been when I've been in the shower or going to the toilet, and it's just a bit of a, oh, okay, cool. That's what it was for me. If I was to have seen anything that looked like, you know, a fetus with anything shaped or formed, I think that would have been a bit like, oh, do you know what I mean? But nothing was visibly, what would be the word, tangible, if you know what I mean? I couldn't like make anything out. So
the Lord knows what you can take.
Precisely. The Lord knows what you can take. The Lord knows what you can bear. I am quite run down now though. And my mum said to me on the phone, I probably need to take some iron, because obviously when you're losing so much blood, obviously your iron levels can drop and stuff. And I'm quite prone, a lot of women in my family are quite prone to being anemic anyway. So I think I probably do need to get some iron in me. We did have a nice dinner of stir-fried veg last night. I actually really enjoyed it. It's what I fancied. And I think sometimes your body tells you what you need when you're like, oh, I actually fancy this or I fancy that. So yeah, we had that. And I'm just gonna try and fill up on the vegetables and the fruit and stuff, just to try and build up again, you know, because I've been...
Hello, Mister. You alright?
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been a bit lacking. This one has not ceased to be saying, Mum, I'm really sorry that you're going through this and whatnot. So
it's such a nice guy.
Yeah, which is so sweet. And I think Daddy told me, I didn't see it myself, but he caught
I heard you consoling your sister.
consoling Houston on the stairs earlier. He had his arm around her and he was saying, don't worry, because she was like, I'm really sad that Mummy's lost the baby. And he was like, don't worry, you know, you've got a little sister and you've got other sisters and brothers.
And got a good nice room.
Yeah, you've got lots of good things in your life, isn't it?
And
You're
so you
saying.
don't need to worry about that one because he's in heaven with God.
There you go. He or she. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The boys like
will
to
say he,
and the girls will say
she.
she. No bias there at all, no.
No.
But yeah, so it's been an interesting experience, and I really appreciate every single person who has messaged to say, Els, you know, like I appreciate that you are going through a really hard time right now, and just know that I'm here if you want to talk. Sometimes you don't always want to talk there and then, and I'm so busy on a daily basis anyway, but I also like to process my thoughts before I talk usually, so I tend to take a pause and then voice note people back or whatnot. You right?
Yeah, can I go outside?
You can go outside. But yeah, I hope that what we've been going through on this journey blesses you and helps you be aware of what happens in life. And please do make sure you continue to contact us on our Instagram, comment in the comment section below. Please get at us at the Grimwade family on Instagram. I'm at Ella Grimwade, and if you look in the description box, you'll find everybody else's
There's a
ads.
lot of Grimwades.
There's a lot of Grimwades, you know. But yeah, we love you. We'll continue to share every process that we can in our lives with you, hopefully to be some sort of encouragement and blessing to you guys, Grimwade gang. Much love, and we shall see you on the next vlog.